back to Recliner Sports Talk. My name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
Episode 32 for you here. We're going to get Zach back here soon. Okay, busy man right now. We'll hopefully get him back next week. Actually, we are going to get him back next week. Oh, we'll spoil it now. We'll hype it up on the Instagram. We are going to Pittsburgh. We're going to go explore Pittsburgh, and we're going to kind of make our show all about Pittsburgh next week. Excuse me. Things we do. We're going to go to a Pirates game, Pirates Braves. So that'd be pretty cool. We're pretty pumped for that. Hopefully you guys are too.
I'm a huge Pirates fan next week because we're going with two Braves fans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Nick is too.
I think we might have to go to Dover Downs.
Well, you're right. We'll be in the great state of Pennsylvania where Barstool Sportsbook is a thing.
And FanDuel and all that stuff.
So we could easily bet on it. Or, you're right, we could go to Dover Downs the night before on 4th of July. Nothing like going to the casino on the 4th of July and betting on the Pittsburgh Pirates. But
that is true. But what we got on the doc for you guys this week, we're going to talk NBA playoffs again. Got to keep talking about it. Big things keep happening, especially with all those injuries. We're going to talk about a home run race. Are we in the year that we'll get a home run race with two very exciting players? And then something that Brandon and I, I'm sure, have thought of over time and everybody thinks of right now, at our age, at our athletic ability, is there a sport out there that we think we can compete in professionally? And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say our answers does not include basketball, football, or baseball.
Absolutely not.
Does not include any of those. So
no shot.
And also, you're going to be getting our trick shots that we talked about in the video at the end as well. Okay? So, we'll start it off. This whole playoffs, and we've been talking about, this is episode 32. I feel like we've been talking about this since episode 1, but the injuries, due to these off-season and still the COVID effects, if you think about it in the playoffs, okay? The Sixers and Embiid got hurt.
Yeah.
Right? The Hawks right now have Trae Young hurt.
But that was fluke.
The Clippers, Kawhi's hurt.
Yeah.
Chris Paul had COVID. The Bucks have
Donovan Mitchell was out earlier.
Donovan Mitchell was out. I'm pretty sure Luka had an ankle thing in their playoff series. So, injuries. Brandon, do we hold this championship high up knowing all the injuries? I'd almost say the bubble championship, which a lot of controversies around, was a more serious championship compared to this one due to the injuries.
Well, this year there is injuries, but it's tough because look at previous years. Besides the bubble one, look at 2019. Let's be honest. Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both went down with catastrophic injuries. The Raptors won. Well, you still got to give them credit. They stayed healthy. You can't get...
That's part of winning a championship.
It's part of winning is staying healthy. The Warriors, their first championship. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love go down.
That's right.
The Warriors get gifted a championship.
And it spurts.
And then they won 72 games the next year and lost it. So, if they didn't get Kevin Durant, we could have been honestly, that championship never counted. What I'm trying to say is you have to stay healthy. I'm actually going to go opposite of what you originally said. I think it matters to stay healthy. I think you have to give the Suns credit. And you have to give the Bucks credit, and you have to give the Hawks credit, and even the Clippers credit. They were able to win, and they've all had injuries. Yeah. I mean, honestly. So, every team's going to have injuries. That's what it is. That basketball is a very demanding physical sport.
Yeah, it is.
Almost up there with football.
Yeah, I'd say 100% not due to the necessarily physical, but when you play 4 to 5 games a week,
it's tough.
That sucks, and it's more that 3 to 4. I'm guessing more that 4 is kind of the number they usually say.
Yeah.
But the back-to-backs and all that, I know my knees at 25 would not.
And we'd be in the early primes of our career.
Oh yeah, some guys don't even reach their prime until 27, 28.
Look at
we're
Steph.
Still away
Look
from
at
that.
Steph Curry.
Tobias Harris this year, he's 27, 28.
I mean, Embiid's really coming along. He's 27.
Yeah. So, DeMar DeRozan, remember, he went off. He was in the league for 6 years before that happened.
He's in his 30s now.
Yeah. So, but no, I agree. You're right, Brandon. The big part of this is sustaining injuries. Okay, I didn't even think about it like that because, like you said, if KD and them goes down, they went down. If Kyrie and them go down,
you can always say if every year.
And especially the Nets this year kind of sucked, right? I don't mind it as much, especially if the Sixers were to have won. I'd rather them play Milwaukee, but they got that roster knowing injuries are going to happen.
I'm going to be honest, Kyrie gets injured every year. You should know going into it he's going to be injured.
You're just hoping he doesn't get injured in the playoffs.
I'm sorry, he's very injury prone. I mean, there's some guys who are like that. Troy Tulowitzki. Yes, the dude was a beast, but guess what? He was never injured.
Sam Bradford could have had a great career.
There's literally all kinds of athletes who could be, their ceiling should be way higher than they are, but they just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And two, look, the Suns were able to sustain without Chris Paul. Chris Paul comes back. Now it's a 3-2 series. And would you be surprised if Kawhi comes back, or you think he's done?
He won't play.
No? What if they make the finals?
I don't think he'll play. I think his knee injury is pretty serious.
Okay. I mean,
there's
still an uphill battle, and I feel like the Clippers are that team right now that are taking advantage of, all right, well, guess what? We're playing with house money here. We're down, 3-1? And here we go. And then they do it. And Paul George has a 41-point game.
He shot, 65% from the field and had 40 points. It's going to take that to win.
Yeah.
Plus, I really like how Ayton's playing. Actually, I think he's shown the most this postseason.
So we've been saying Chris Paul nonstop. Is he the actual factor?
Well,
because Chris Paul makes him better.
Chris Paul, like you said, I just think Chris Paul really accelerated his growth. Remember, DeAndre Ayton is, as of right now, 22 years old, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think he turns 23 next month, but he does because he's born August of 98. Big men notoriously take a while to develop. Look at James Wiseman this year. He's brutal.
But he's also 20.
But he's also, you're right, he played 3 games in college last year, basically coming out of high school. And we get so caught up these days on, once you're in the league 1-2 years, you have to be good, you have to be good. You have to develop, and it goes with football too. These quarterbacks, you got to let these guys develop. Peyton Manning won 3 games his rookie year, and he's one of the best of all time. You have to let these guys develop, and Ayton has proven that. It's year 3, and postseason, he's taken a big step up.
Yeah, we'd say, look, Mahomes, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, right? And you could say Rodgers, Brady, all this stuff. He sat his whole first year.
He did.
Sat the whole first year. And he was a 3-year college guy, right?
Look at Aaron Rodgers.
So really, that was his 4th year of college, and now he's coming out 23 as rookie. These basketball players are 19 and 20.
Sometimes 18.
Play against LeBron James, Kevin Durant. They're playing against
Devin Booker is in Nick and I's graduating high school class. He graduated high school in 2014. He was born, though, in October of 96, where you're obviously September 95. Yeah. I'm June of 96.
So
Devin Booker has been he's 24 years old. This is his, I'm pretty sure it's his 7th, this is his 6th year in the NBA. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Next year will be his 7th, he'll be 25 and be 7-year pro already.
I'm pretty sure it was last year, was it? I think it was last year, where Anthony Davis was still in the top 25 and under. It's like, that dude's 26. Anthony Davis.
These basketball players are so young, and we forget about it because baseball, other than Trout and Harper, you're 21 when you usually get to the MLB. I mean, look at Tatis.
Where's the White Sox dude? I'm wearing the White Sox hat there. Who's the catcher right now? I can't think of his name.
That's going Mercedes.
On. Mercedes, yeah. He's 27 or 28-year-old rookie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And football, you're grown men. Because you need your body to develop, obviously. You can't go in until you're 22 years old.
Yeah. Now, baseball probably hardest sport to make it in the pros.
Absolutely.
Easiest
because those first-round picks, you bust.
And I don't say easiest like it's why you got drafted, cool, that's easy. No, I'm not saying that at all. But out of all this football, if you're drafted, you're probably going to get on the field somehow, some way.
Absolutely.
Basketball, if you get drafted, probably going to be on the roster at some point. Baseball, you got to go through 5 different leagues.
If you're in the first round in basketball, you're guaranteed.
100%.
But
first rounders and
they actually are guaranteed a spot on the roster. But second round, is not guaranteed.
No.
You might have to play a two-way with like the G League, and
but
you might be the last man on the bench.
A cup of coffee, as they say.
Or if you're Draymond Green, you're a second-round pick and like start year 2.
Or Jokic, you just won MVP.
Well, it's a little different with international players.
Yeah.
Once they get those guys in, and then you realize, okay, they're actually better than we thought.
Dario Saric, who's in the conference finals right now,
Yeah.
former Sixer, was a guy that was drafted, had to wait 2 years, and then he came over.
Yeah, international is just. I'm pretty sure Ginobili was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a crap.
It's probably because they have those. They draft them with those contracts still, and it's like
Yeah.
they have another year or two in another. And then they have to come over after that if they want to. I know the Sixers had a guy that declined coming over after his contract got up.
Well, they had that guy, the point guard from Spain, a few years ago. Yeah,
Rodriguez?
Sergio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, with Luka, he won the MVP of the EuroLeague at like 18.
Yeah.
So like obviously he's on the radar. So that's why he was drafted so high. But like a lot of these guys, like the guy who the Wizards drafted this year, who the hell is he? He stinks. Like why are that's the thing international. Again, it's a crapshoot. You can have your next Jokic, or you can have your next Andrea Bargnani, who went number 1. Shout out 2006 Raptors. Worst pick ever from Italy. I only remember this because I had this basketball card, and I'm like, yo, this guy's
I was going to say, what?
Andrea Bargnani, terrible. Everyone talks. I'm so off on a tangent right now.
I know we both. Sorry, everybody at home. We're looking at each other having a tangent conversation about this.
It's crazy. Everyone talks about Kwame Brown. Honestly, I looked at stats last week. Anthony Bennett is by far the worst number 1 overall pick ever. Look at his stats the first week in the league. He shot like 1 of 7 like every single game. Like he was Canadian, right? He was Canadian.
Where did he go to school? UNLV.
UNLV. Yeah, what a bust. He stunk. Kwame Brown isn't as bad as at least he stayed in the league. Anthony Bennett can't even stay, and Bargnani is up there with being terrible.
Yeah, listen, if you can stay in the league for 6 years, that's a decent career, right?
At least Greg Oden was great in college.
Greg Oden,
Anthony Bennett wasn't even good in college.
You can't say Greg Oden's a bust. We are so off on a tangent. I'm sorry, everybody. I have a Greg Oden jersey. Love it. If you guys follow us, you know I've worn it on an episode before. But Greg Oden cannot be considered a worst overall because he got
injured. Yeah.
He got injured. Same with Sam Bradford, right? You can't say he's super bust of a career. He just was injured.
You know Sam Bradford made $100 million in his career? What a joke.
Adam Morrison. So again, we're going way off.
Jesus, Charlotte Bobcats.
Yeah, high draft pick.
Exactly.
Guess what? That dude's still a multi-millionaire. It took him until I want to say
he was in the league
last
for a while.
year, 2 years. He won a championship with the Lakers as a bench guy.
Yeah.
But he was a dude that didn't spend any NBA money just from him playing until a year ago. Dude's been out of the league for how long now? 8 years? 9 years?
More than that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah. All right, we'll get off this. We've gone so far on a tangent, everybody. All right.
How did we get to that? Adam Morrison.
And Anthony Bennett after playoff talk. All right. So that's what happens with Zach's not here.
Well, we got on DeAndre Ayton,
Yes,
and then it just went
the
downhill.
age of these players. All right. So the home run race: Ohtani, Vlad Jr. Vlad Jr. Obviously, Vlad. He was one of my favorite players growing up, just because a dude that
he swung at everything.
We remember the pitch he hit that bounced off the ground.
I swear.
I'm pretty sure it was against the Orioles or something. So again,
Pine Tar.
He's that younger guy that had all the hype in the minor leagues. He was hitting nukes. Then he came in, didn't do bad, but he wasn't that hitting nukes all over the place. Got in shape. Now look at him. He's hit. Here's the best thing about Vlad. This is why I love Vlad Jr. right now. Dude's hitting for average.
He is.
And hitting for power.
Is he?
He's
tops in average. He might be tops in average.
I don't know about that, but I know he's definitely over 310. If you're over 310,
especially nowadays.
If you're 300, that's great. If you're over 310 and above, I'm pretty sure the last time I checked was like a week ago. He's at 320, but
I'm pretty sure I checked today and he's first. I'm not even.
Okay.
And he's third in home runs, second in home runs.
Yes, and then you have Ohtani, who's starting tonight against the Yanks. I'm pretty sure he got hit around pretty good.
He did get hit around.
But guess what? The starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels is also the home run leader right now. And
he has their best ERA.
Sorry, they're Los Angeles, right? They're not.
No, they're Los Angeles of Anaheim.
Yeah, of Anaheim. Okay. And then guess what? They're missing the best baseball player
Mike Trout.
possibly ever. We won't get into that conversation. So when he comes back too, now here's the thing. Mike Trout can't pitch. So that kind of hurts him a little bit. Ohtani's getting hit around. But what I want to say before you talk to Brandon, can we have a home run race this year between Vlad and Ohtani? And then you have guys like Schwarber, who's hot right now, Tatis, who's not too far behind.
So Tatis and Schwarber have 25, Vlad Jr. is 26, and I'm pretty sure he's leading in batting average. Talk about impressive. Ohtani's got 28. He's a pitcher. Yes, he does DH, but to have 28 home runs and lead the league with all these phenoms is incredible. He has under a 3 ERA. Now, after tonight, shout out Yankees. My Yankees, who stink, but they have 7 runs right now in, the 3rd inning. I just want to say that might be north of 300 or 3 now, but Ohtani is impressive. He's their best pitcher. He's their best hitter right now. Obviously, when Mike Trout comes back, Mike Trout's the best hitter. But as of...
Talk about the protection Ohtani's going to have now.
Absolutely.
Because if they bet Trout over Ohtani, they're going to throw around Trout. Are you going to throw around Ohtani too?
Yes. I would throw around both of them. Because the rest of their roster stinks.
That's nuts.
Because Rendon is talk about an overpay. That's another story for another day.
Yes.
That's an overpay. That's a championship pay. He doesn't deserve it. Anyway.
He got a ring, he got paid.
I just want to say I am attending the New York Yankees, Los Angeles Angels tomorrow.
Brand's going to 2 Major League games in a week. 2 different cities.
In a weekend. I'm off for the next week. I'm living it up. We'll see if the game actually plays. There's going to be thunder all day. My luck, of course. But another part of my luck, I got these tickets 2 months ago. Mike Trout wasn't injured. He was the best player of all time 2 months ago. Ohtani was a beast. I'm like, you know what? I get to see Mike Trout, Jersey native, play in New York. I get to see Ohtani. Let me get a good pitching match. You know who's pitching tomorrow? Jordan Montgomery. I can't. Not only is it going to rain, I get a shitty pitching match. The only thing I can hope for is Ohtani DHing and hitting 3 home runs because Montgomery stinks. And the Angels tomorrow pitching like a guy who's got like a 5 or 6 ERA. So I guess it could be entertaining. I might be out on the field running, doing the slip and slide because it's going to pour. But you'll see me there.
Yeah, but going back to what we talked about, I would love there to be a home run race. Because listen, in baseball, do you want the Sosa McGuire? Yeah, but let's be honest, does that happen? No. So it's can we just get 2 guys to get in the home run race? It's exciting when dudes are hitting 40 plus, 50 plus home runs, and I hope they both do. But odds are against them.
Here's the thing: 4 episodes we talked about? This is a pitcher's league. Oh, the ball's dead. The Pine Tar.
The Pine Tar's going, baby.
We're not even to All-Star break. Ohtani has 28 home runs.
We're going to have 2 to 3, maybe 4
They're going to be in the 30s at the All-Star break. Yeah. 60 home runs is in play. What are we saying? It's legitly...
Now, if we're going to talk about the Yankees, we'll talk about when Judge had 30 at the All-Star break.
He hit 50.
But what do you have, 33, 34 at the All-Star break?
Ohtani can do that?
No, I agree, but can they double that?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I'm pretty sure Judge hit 52 that year. What did Stanton have when he hit 59? What did he have when...
I'm not sure.
At the All-Star break. I'm pretty sure he had more in the second half of the year. Now, when you get to the All-Star break... More of the games are played prior to.
And guess what happens to a lot of those home run leaguers?
It slows down. The home run derby also screws them up. And Aaron Judge, up until this year, honestly, has been screwed up. Gary Sanchez has never, shout out Sam Barber, has never come off the home run derby slump. He's still, it messed his swing up.
It's here.
I know. But he is having a good year. Also, shout out Sam Barber. But
All right, I don't want to keep you guys too long here, so we're going to talk about, because we got to put in our trick shots as well. So, if there was a sport out there, any sport, and you had to say, Brandon Hennessy, life or death on the line, what sport do you think you could play professionally?
Before I say mine, I think I know what yours is going to be.
I'm sure you do.
Curling.
No,
it's not curling.
It's not.
Okay. I am incorrect. Now, I'm counting this as a sport. It might be questionable, but there are some sort of championships. because I've been doing this my whole life, I'd like to say boogie boarding would be on the list.
Okay.
Now listen to me. I thought long and hard about this.
I did not think about that. How did I not think
I thought long and hard.
How did I not think you were going to say that? Oh my gosh.
I am average at every sport. I'm not good at, like, great at enough sport. I can...
How did I not think you were going to say that?
Give me anything.
Oh my gosh.
Give me any sport and I'll be competent. Actually, above competent. I'll be good. But I'm not great at... I didn't play sports in college. I'm not great at any sport. I can play tennis. I can swim. I can baseball. I can basketball. Tennis,
I was
golf.
going to say competent and everything. Golf, I'd say you're, for the average person,
Yeah,
good.
I'm probably, that's probably what I'd have more above average. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'd be a pro at any of those, like, regular team sports. And then it's like, it boils down to, like, the obscure, like, archery. I've never done that before. Like, badminton. I could maybe... Badminton's harder than you think.
Badminton? No, you would not.
I know. It's harder than you think.
I've played against a 6-year-old dude that played it, like, once a week just as a recreational sport. He kicked my butt.
Yeah.
And he didn't only kick my butt. This was when I was in college. PE major. This dude's 60. He used to be at Bloomsburg. Shout out Dr. Goodwin. Awesome professor. Loved him. But he played me and my roommate, who was also a baseball player, doubles versus singles. He kicked our butts. I want to say we scored once or twice, and that was it. So, Brandon.
No, I know.
I wouldn't even.
Anyway, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, God damn, I don't think there's a sport. Now, I can't say there's a sport. Now, I'm counting boogie board because I've been doing that my whole life. I'm comfortable in the ocean. Obviously, East Coast waves, it's tough when I grew up here. But that gives me, I'm a grinder. Once I get to the big West Coast waves, I feel like I'll be easier. That's the only sport I could feel like I could maybe have a shot ever. That's it.
No, yeah, and I didn't even think you were going to say that, but I should have known.
What did you think I was going to say? Curling?
No, I thought you could have said golf. I think you were dedicated.
Nick, I know damn well there's no chance in hell.
No, but just think about how bad some of these dudes do in tournaments. They can end up to be a plus 12. And you're telling me if you practice for a year, you could be a plus 12?
I could, yeah. I mean,
I would give him a chance at that. It would, but you're right.
You gotta understand these pros are shooting under par.
No,
I've never in my life.
I was thinking out of a sport, if you practice for a full year on their regimen,
it would help. I could probably get down to a single.
Side note before I talk about what I'm gonna pick here. Anytime you see these actors or actresses lose like crazy amounts of weight and they get ripped and yoked and everybody's like, then they're like, this is all you got to do. Listen, these pro athletes, that is their job. Imagine if you didn't have to go to work for a full year and you just got to practice a sport.
Okay, yes.
I'm not just saying golf.
No, you're right. You get much better.
These actors and actresses, too, that talk about how easy it was for their weight loss, they get 3 to 4 hours to work with a personal trainer.
And they get put on a health regimen.
And these pros...
And they have cooks for them. It's so much easier for those people.
So I'm going to go ahead and say my sport. Now, I've heard a lot of people say this sport before when talking about what sport do they play in the pros. And I'm not saying because it's a bad sport. I'm saying I've taught this sport as a teacher. I've gotten to play it. And I just know my athleticism. I'm not saying I'm some elite athlete, but I feel like I can move around. It kind of aids what I'm good at athletically. Handball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see you doing that.
Very, it's athletic, and you have to be very accurate with your throws.
I can see you doing that.
And I feel like out of all the things that I could excel in, it's throwing things. Now, I'm not saying I'm throwing 100 miles per hour by any means, but if we're talking about accuracy with a little bit of velocity on the ball there, and then you got to be mobile with it, got to be long, got to be athletic, good with passes, I think that plays into my strength there. And again, I understand that these pro handball players are elite, but if I had to go out on a limb, I know the rules. I've taught the sport. I've gotten to play it for a couple of years now being a physical education teacher, demonstrating the skills and all that. I just think it plays up my alley.
I'm glad you brought that up. I don't get why it's not more popular in the United States. Like, as a level, they beanboard in Europe. Like, the Netherlands and the Dutch much
They
they
do.
do for that.
So the part of my Take podcasts I listened to, they had a professional handballer come on and pretty much say that was the sport they picked as well, and he pretty much, said no, that wouldn't be your sport. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm a better athlete than both those dudes on the part of my Take podcast.
Absolutely.
So I really do think that would play into my strength. Now, these guys are full effort. That would be the big thing, I think, for me. They're like diving on the floor, doing all this type of stuff on a basketball court. So that would be the big thing for me. Not saying I wouldn't do it, but again, just a tough thing to do. Those guys are great athletes, but if I had a chance, I'd say that would be the
No,
one.
I agree. What do you think Zach would say? Honestly. He'd say baseball. I know him.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
He'd
there you
say
go.
baseball.
I can see that.
Or
don't know
he'd
what
say,
else
like, flag football.
I was going to say slow pitch softball.
Yeah, something. No.
All right. So, Brandon, any final thoughts before you guys see our trick shot video?
My final thought is currently Mississippi State is winning the game. I just want to say, I told you so. This might be the first.
What if we look back at our phones right now? This is Wednesday. We're filming this on Wednesday. And
As of right now, Mississippi State is winning 3-0 over Vanderbilt. We only saw it till the end of the second inning before we started filming. This might be the first, and I mean documented, first time in 2021 I've gotten something right. I took Mississippi State today. We'll see. I hope I didn't just jinx myself. And if we did just jinx myself, I will have the worst luck in 2021. And it's official. This is the cherry on top if I get this wrong. So I just want to say I think I got it right.
I think Dak being there would also add to their bad luck. But anyway,
I'm going to crack up in Mississippi State.
There's a great segment if you have an HBO subscription on Real Sports or Brian
I
Gumbel.
love that show. Good show.
There is a guy who used to pitch for the Phillies, can't think of his name right now, but he invests in minor league baseball players. So his thing is, he gives minor league baseball players money, okay? It can be upwards of $165,000 to $350,000. And he says, this is money for you to do whatever you want with. Now, the only catch is, when you make it to the pros, I get 10% of every only baseball contract that you sign. So, he makes 10% of their salary just for their baseball career. No endorsements.
Every single contract?
Of every only baseball.
That sucks.
No.
Man. That guy's a freaking shark.
Now, if a player does not make the pros, nothing happens. If you made $165,000 off them, you don't make the pros.
Are we talking AAA? Are we
talking minor league?
Are we talking AAA? Who obviously is going to be a pro?
Listen,
and this guy's going up to
Vlad
Guerrero Jr.
I'm saying this is something you guys should check out if you have the HBO subscription. If not, I'm going to tell it to you. So the company has given 300 players money. Only 60 of them are in the pros. One of those players he's given money to is Fernando Tatis Jr., which I don't get. His dad is a professional baseball player.
Why did he take that?
Why did he take that? He was in the pros at, 21?
That was dumb.
Took it. He was offered $350,000. But he just signed a contract
for $350
for
million.
over $300 million. They just made over $30 million off Fernando Tatis.
That was stupid by
now,
Fernando Tatis.
This guy does cover his butt very well. He says you must have a lawyer. They take a video when they sign the contract, and the person must say the lawyer that looked over it, and they also must have their agents involved in the process.
Tatis is so. Why did his agent?
So Mercedes, the catcher for the White Sox, also accepted his money. He got $165,000. Now, if I am Mercedes, I 100% take that deal. You know why?
Because he's a 27-year-old.
27-year-old rookie, and he goes out in the interview and talks about how he needed the money, and so did his family. Now, the reason they do this dude that's kind of his idea, he was a minor league baseball player, played for the Phillies for about a year, then got pretty injured. I want to say it was either rotator cuff or Tommy John. Didn't make it back, but he said he was living in an apartment with 5 to 6 dudes on air mattresses, eating crappy food. Like, it was literally a grind. Him doing this not only helps him make the money if they make it, but two,
let's be honest, yeah,
it helps that minor league baseball player say, all right, I'm going to get my own apartment. I can now get my own food. My family now 50% of the people they give money to come from low income countries and those second world, those different things. So it'd be interesting if you guys leave in the comment what's your thoughts on that. I know I went pretty long there. I thought it was a very cool story. I don't know whose side I'm on here. I don't think he's doing a horrible thing because he's also helping out players. But 300 players they've invested in only 6 years.
Yeah, okay, but he just got $30 million from Tatis, so.
But
that was so dumb.
I agree, but he lays it all out there for them, and he's helping them out in the minor leagues when they're making peanuts. Now Tatis was not making peanuts, but the Mercedes guy, that type of story does help out. I mean, Mercedes said. Sorry to keep on going on. He said that he thought it was someone believed in him to invest in him, and that's what he liked about it, and that's why he signed.
It depends. How did this guy get all this money, by the way?
He partnered with a billionaire. A dude that also invests in a bunch of small companies.
I mean, it's a money-making machine. It's
100%. I think the cool thing.
It's pretty frowned upon.
The only thing I like about it is that if a dude does not make the pros, there's no harm, no foul. So if he paid you $200,000 and you don't make the pros, there's no harm.
I mean, it would be ridiculous if he asked for it back.
No, they can't.
And then it's 10%. It's kind of like, what the hell?
But 10%. So Tatis just paid him $30 million. That's a lot of freaking money.
10% a lot of money because the agent's getting what 2 to 5% off of that.
Exactly. But guess what? Tatis also was on a Gatorade commercial. He's also their face of Adidas baseball.
He's going to be a rare one. I'm sorry, most guys aren't going to be a superstar like Tatis.
But I think it helps. It helps players more than it hurts players. I really do.
The guy who somehow got Tatis to sign
it was Tatis.
Honestly, that's the only guy he needed to do it. Like, I'm saying, his money that he'll make in his contract.
You should see his house. They show his house. Again, if you have the chance, Brian Gumbel, and I cannot
What did they think of it?
I
Honestly?
cannot remember the lady that did the interview, and I
I know
apologize
you're
about
talking
that.
about.
The lady that's on Real Sports.
Yeah.
They asked
she did the Dave Portnoy one, by the way. Look at that one.
She talked about how they don't take the endorsements, and she kind of, I'm pretty sure, forgive me if I'm wrong, thought that he was more on the genuine side than the greedy side.
Okay.
Because he's a guy that also was a guy that had a cup of coffee in the pros.
I mean,
and then he got injured and bailed out.
Yeah, but anyone could, these guys, especially those type of guys, are bullshitters. I mean,
I got the Zuckerberg or the dude for the Facebook feel of him, that he was kind of a strange, want to make money guy. But two, he's paying a lot of money to guys that probably need the money.
I don't know. I'm lukewarm on it, to be honest.
So if you have HBO, watch it. Pretty cool thing there. My dad's the one that showed it to me. So, yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, episode 32. I hope you guys enjoy our trick shot video. Again, if you don't know what we're talking about with the trick shot video, go back and watch episode 31, where we talk about it, and Brandon makes some clutch shots right on the camera there. But my name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
We'll see you guys next week in Pittsburgh. Hope you guys enjoy. Boom! Granny.